Hello everyone and welcome to the summer Blockbuster episode of Cinema Center. I decided to try and shake things up this time. Normally I would review just one movie at a time, but today I decided to review 3 movies throughout all the months of summer. Right. There are a few movies that everyone can look forward to in June, such as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Out of the Shadows. The Turtles are back in the sequel to the 2014 remake. Only this time, we're introduced to a few new characters, such as Casey Jones.
Whoa, this never works out well for you. What's your name?
Casey Jones.
And we're also introduced to the well-known Rhino and Boar villains, Bebop and Rocksteady.
Dude, bringing back the Mohawk. Good for you.
Oh, y'all got jokes, huh?
Any fans of the Turtles can check this movie out on June 3rd. You can also check out the long-awaited sequel to 2003's Finding Nemo, which is very aptly named Finding Dory. It focuses on the familiar regal Tang, Dory, and we find out a bit more about her mysterious past.
We will never forget you, Dory.
What if I forget you?
I miss them.
Not much is really known about the plot right now, but it's going to be in theaters June 17th. Another long-awaited sequel everyone can look forward to is Independence Day Resurgence. Even though this movie won't have Will Smith in it, it's going to have the same amount of action. The aliens have rebuilt their fleets and are prepared to invade the Earth once again. But the new generation of heroes, led by Liam Hemsworth, are ready to save the world along with some familiar faces, as from the first movie. Any fans of the first movie might love this sequel, and it comes out on June 24th. Moving on to movies in July, I didn't really have that much to work with, but I've managed to pick out a few. There are 2 movies coming out on July 1st, The Legend of Tarzan and The Purge Election Year. The Legend of Tarzan takes place many years after the Disney cartoon version. Tarzan has been living out his life as John Clayton III with his beloved Jane by his side. He was invited to be an emissary in Parliament, but he finds out that he has become a pawn in a mission of greed. But they have no idea what they're about to unleash.
He is no normal man. He was thought to be an evil spirit, a ghost in the trees. No man ever started with less.
Next, we have The Purge Election Year. Not really much to say about it, except for the fact that it's basically the same as the 2 other movies. For 12 hours on one day, all crime, no matter how brutal it is illegal.
We played a lot of Purge games this evening. We have just one more. It's called Mommy's Choice. Which one of you will survive this year's Purge?
And now we have a movie coming out on July 8th from the people who brought us Despicable Me. But, unfortunately, no Minions.
What?
It's called The Secret Life of Pets. Have you ever wondered what your pets do when you're away? Well, this movie focuses on that fact, and the fact that the city of New York is in danger because of its most terrifying villain. A white bunny named Snowball, voiced by Kevin Hart.
We'll bust both of you out of here, but from now on, you work for me. Advantage me! Uh-oh. Just ignore what just happened, okay?
Moving into August, there are a few good movies coming out. On August 5th, people can finally stop getting hyped up for the movie Suicide Squad. Viola Davis stars as Amanda Waller, and she decides to do the unthinkable, releasing some of the most dangerous supervillains from their maximum security prisons to go on a mission for the government. But can a bunch of bad guys work together without trying to kill each other or other people in the process? Captain Boomerang might have some trouble with that. On August 19th, we have 2 interesting-looking movies coming out. First, we see an unlikely pairing of Miles Teller and Jonah Hill in the upcoming movie War Dogs. Teller and Hill star as David Packouz and Ephraim Diveroli, who had secured a $300 million contract to supply weapons to U.S. troops in Afghanistan.
You drove these through the Triangle of Death.
The Triangle of Death, bro?
We drive through all triangles, including your mom's.
And believe it or not, it's based off a true story. If you want more information about what they did, Search them up and read about it. Then we go back to ancient Japan in the movie Kubo and the Two Strings. It follows the tale of a young boy named Kubo who takes care of his mother in a small village. But when an ancient spirit is awoken, he must travel across the land to try and discover his heroic destiny, much like his late father, a great samurai warrior. And the only thing keeping him sane, and keeping himself alive and sane, are his friends and a magical instrument called a shamisen.
If you must blink, do it now. About epic battles, warriors, and monsters.
Well, that wraps it up for Cinema Center. Tune in next week for another episode. I can't wait until these movies come out. And I will see you all later.